Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend Millennium celebrations of Rajendra Chola I at Gangaikonda Cholapuram today, release a commemorative coin and inaugurate development projects in Tamil Nadu after his arrival. Prime Minister Modi will join the celebration of Rajendra the Great's life, which has been celebrated annually every year as the Adi Thiruvathirat festival. The Prime Minister is expected to release a coin commemorating Rajendra the Great on the occasion. Prime Minister Modi will also be dedicating to the nation development projects worth over Rs 4,800 crore in Tuticorin, Tamil Nadu, as well as the new terminal of the Tuticorin airport. In a big boost to connectivity in Tamil Nadu, the Prime Minister will also dedicate multiple rail and road projects worth over Rs 3,600 crore. Finally, he will also lay the foundation stone for the interstate transmission system for the Kudankulam nuclear power plant. Now viewers, India today is recognized as a cradle of culture throughout the world. One of the key reasons for this recognition is the effort of the ancient South Indian empires who took Indic culture to foreign shores for the first time nearly 1,000 years ago. The greatest of these was Rajendra I, known by many names. Rajendra the Great was responsible for spreading the Chola Empire across Southeast Asia. The Chola Empire today is recognized as one of the earliest naval superpowers of human civilization, emerging as a great power under Emperor Rajaraja I. The Cholas counted on the Khmer Empire of Southeast Asia as key allies, and under Rajendra the Great, their influence and trade routes spread from Song China in the east to the Middle East and even further to northern Africa in the west. Rajendra the Great was known as a devout worshipper of Shiva and built great temples to appease the Hindu god of destruction upon his successful conquests of other empires, of which there were many. Rajendra the Great remains one of the few emperors to go undefeated in battle, annexing the regions of Anuradhapur, Sri Lanka, Kalinga, Myanmar, Sri Vijaya and Kedah over the course of his lifetime. He took on the title of Gangaikondan after becoming the first South Asian ruler to cross the Ganga, which he achieved 1,000 years ago this year according to records. To celebrate his victory in the Ganges, Rajendra constructed a new capital at Gangaikonda Cholapuram and built Gangaikonda Choleshwar temple. These temples today stand as testament to the magnificent talent of the Chola Empire and the engineering of ancient India. The temple town is today recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. My colleague Belly Thomas joins us for more details. Belly, firstly, of course, take us through this festival that is all set to be celebrated to commemorate the great ruler Rajendra Chola I.
Malvika, Prime Minister Modi is taking part in the celebrations of the birth anniversary of the legendary ruler of the Southeast Asia, the Chola dynasty, you can say. So this festival is called the Adi Thiruvathirat festival, which is held at the Gangaikonda Cholapuram in Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. So Prime Minister Modi, while taking part in this celebrations, will release a commemorative coin in honor of the India's greatest emperors, Rajendra Chola I, during this festival, Adi Thiruvathirat. And this special occasion also marks the 1,000-year anniversary of the Rajendra Chola's legendary maritime expedition to the Southeast Asia and the beginning of the construction of the iconic Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple, which is an architectural masterpiece of the Chola era. And sources also add that Rajendra Chola was one of the most powerful and visionary rulers in the history, and under his leadership, the Chola Empire expanded its influence across the South and Southeast Asia. Rajendra Chola I, he established the Gangaikonda Cholapuram as the imperial capital following his victorious campaigns, and the temple he built stood as a symbol of Shaiva devotion, the Tamil Shaiva devotion, and the temple also stood as a monumental architecture, and his rule marked an administrative brilliance for over 250 years is what the history says. And today this temple is a UNESCO World Heritage Site since it's celebrated for its intricate sculptures, Chola bronzes and ancient inscriptions. The Adi Tiruvadurai festival also celebrates the rich Tamil Shaiva Bhakti tradition, fervently championed by the Cholas and immortalized by the 63 Nayanmars, they say, the saint poets of Tamil Shaivism. And significantly, Rajendra Chola, the birth star, which is called Tiruvadurai, begins on 23rd July, making this year's festival especially meaningful, Malvika.
Well, stay on with this, Belly. I'm also at this point in time being joined by Professor Madhav Nalapat, Editorial Director of the Sunday Guardian. So thank you for taking the time to be with us here on Newsx. I would of course firstly like to ask you, the significance as we move to recognize the legacy of this great empire, especially in today's climate, when India is already moving towards being recognized on the world stage, to pause and take a look at ancient civilizations that came before us, especially one as significant and as great as the Chola Empire. So how do you view this celebration of our legacy as a nation?
That the Prime Minister going there personally is a very, very important move, and may I point out the irony that for so long, I mean, the governments that basically drew so much support from the southern states, what happened to them was that they completely neglected great empires of the Chola Empire, the Vijayanagar Empire of Krishna Deva Raya, and other great kings that were in the south, and paid attention only. Basically, a lot of attention was paid to the Mughal period and the British period. The Vedic period is hardly ever touched upon. All that is changing, and all that is changing in a way which is good for the whole country, all the people of India, because we have a history that every Indian citizen, no matter what the religion, no matter what the region, can be proud of. And it is really good that Prime Minister Modi is recognizing the great contribution made by Rajendra Chola. And if you remember, he reached his empire, went to what is now ASEAN, and did not do it through cruelty and conquest. He did it through cultural influences, and those influences are there. You go to Malaysia, you go to Indonesia, you go to, there's so many countries there, and you find that great, that influence of culture even today. Africa, a very important continent. These are all locations where these kings have gone, and frankly, they've hardly been celebrated in the history books. They've hardly been celebrated in school and university curricula as they ought to have been. It is a very welcome move by Prime Minister Modi to recognize the whole of Indian history, not just the colonial part, not just the Mughal part, but the entire history of India, north, south, east, west. I think in the Prime Minister, we have a Prime Minister who considers himself a Prime Minister of all of India, north, south, east, west. And just as all of India had a worldwide aspect in its influence and in its operations, Prime Minister Modi has ensured that India has now got a worldwide influence and a worldwide impact on in so many ways. So in my view, I mean, frankly, I must confess, I have never distinguished between north, south. I have always felt at home in the north, but I come from the south, and I have like to say that Prime Minister Modi is a true son of India, the whole of India, and we should all be true children, sons and daughters of the whole of India. We are not northerners or southerners or easterners or westerners. We are Bharatiyas, and that is the spirit that Prime Minister Modi is exhibiting when he goes to Tamil Nadu, and he goes, and may I again remind that Lord Shiva, I mean, I had the blessings of going to Mount Kailash. My wife Lakshmi has been there 3 times. It's a I mean, one of the greatest moments in my life. And these are all important parts of India. I mean, this is not just theological, it is historical. And from that point of view, I would say it's a very welcome move, and I'm very happy that the Prime Minister is making it. Thank you.
Well, sir, as you rightly said, this is a very significant visit by the Prime Minister in recognition of India's history as a whole, as a nation. But we're already seeing how significant then do you view this visit, considering the current, political climate, as we're already seeing some political, back and forth brewing regarding this visit. So how do you see this visit play out in the political scenario, considering, our presentation of India as its legacy as a whole, as a nation? How do you see this? How significant is this visit, and how do you see it playing out further? Also, what is your view on the politics that is brewing behind this?
I'm glad you asked me, because I'm not, I'm from the point of view political party or for. I would like to say this ironic that parties that claim to defend so-called Dravidian interests, and frankly, Dravidian interest is common with Bharatiya interests. The Dravidians are an extremely important component of Bharatiya culture. I mean, they themselves are objecting when the Prime Minister goes to this important, the most important rulers of ancient India. And I am really surprised why they're objecting. They should be celebrating. They should be joining hands with the Prime Minister, forgetting political differences. I am very sad that even in such important matters relating to ancient history, culture, tradition, and, if I may say so, spirituality, political parties are reacting in an extremely narrow way, and parties that claim to be holding the Dravidian heritage are reacting in a very negative way. So purely political motives. They do not want Prime Minister Modi to get the credit that is due to him, and which is recognition of all this. They were in multiple governments. Nothing was done. And now we have a government that is doing all this. They should celebrate it. They should basically, go along with it. And I think everybody throughout the country should celebrate it. And as I said, north, south, east, west, hum sab Bharatiya hai. So I want to make it clear, I am very happy about this, and I think it shows the unity and if I could say so, the unity of it. Hum anek, hum ek. That is what is revealed by this visit. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.